Breaking the chain, feeling the gain, now I'm rising. Open the gate, never too late, no hiding. Wings open wide, trusting my God, ready to take off, ready to take off. Someday, I know I'm moving in the right way. Oh, one day, I keep praying.
Hey y'all, welcome back to FaithfulFin Talk, Part 2, Episode 56. We're here with my mom, and today's title is called Hope, Healing, and Still Fighting. This is raw and unfiltered, you guys. This is real stories, real scripture, and real growth. Like I said, we're back for Part 2, and nothing is off the table. I want to talk about hope, but I also want talk about the days you want to give up, the relapse, the nights I didn't know where you were, the prayers I prayed for you to survive another week. So these questions is coming in unfiltered, and they're coming in hot, and they're ready. So Mom, Part 2, describe what a good day actually looks like for you now, and be honest, how often do you have these good days?
Say it again?
Describe what a good day actually looks like for you now, and how often do you actually have these good days?
Well, a good day for me is waking up, thanking God that I woke up to see another day for once. A lot of times I wake up, I say a prayer. I say a prayer to myself. I also, I like to go outside sometimes, just maybe take a bus ride, interact with other people.
And that's what a good day looks like to you. Mm-hmm. What does a bad day look like to you?
Whew. A bad day for me is like when everything just like piled up on like a pile. Yeah, say that you was in high school and you had a pile of homework this big or something just always just piled up so much where it's too much to handle. That's like a bad day for me. Happen to deal with too much animosity or not having my own things like I want, like I used to.
How long has it been since you've had your own things?
Oh, I guess about 8 or 9 years from now. Since 2019. That was the last time we had our own things. Well,
what about you?
Well, me. I'll say me. Having my own thing, having my own car, having my own place,
You had your own car in 2019?
Mm-hmm. I was a bonus.
Okay.
Remember?
And
we lost a lot of things from COVID. I mean, when COVID came in, it kind of like slowed our processing down, a lot of processing down with as far as moving and trying to get out because we was...
what about for you? When was the last time you, on your own, actually had something?
2019.
Okay. Was that a car?
I had my own car, and I was living in my own place.
How many cars would you say you have lost over the years of your life since driving?
Since I was 19? Well, no, actually, my first car, I was 16.
Yeah. How many cars would you just say in total?
A car lot and some.
A car lot and some. You have lost that many cars.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of them was repossessed. A lot of them was just clunked out or, a lot of them just
Have you ever lost a car lot? Anybody ever experienced losing a car lot of cars?
From the time I was 16.
That's how many cars she's have lost over the time of her being alive. That is extreme. Yeah, that is crazy.
I didn't get my first license until I was 19. I was driving when I was 16.
So these are some real questions because on this podcast, I talk about Livette Legacy. I talk about building a legacy. I talk about creating a legacy for my children, because obviously my mom didn't have a legacy for me. She didn't sustain a legacy to pass down to me for to give one to my kids. So creating a legacy this is what it looks like. I talked about in the previous episodes about how I felt God was denying me for certain things like government assistance, Section 8 and stuff like that. And so seeing that my mom is constantly on government assistance and stuff like that, what's stopping you from working a job?
Well, most jobs nowadays, you have to have a skill, or you have to, have worked in that type of field.
Not true.
I have applied. I can't say I applied for a lot of jobs, and for some reason, I just never got it.
Was those in the
early
years of your 20s?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really in the 30s.
No,
the 40s.
I was
the
still
50s.
Having kids. I was a gap between you and your brother. I waited 9 years from you and Robert to have Jaquan. So in my 30s, I had Jaquan, I had BJ. I had.
But parents work all the time.
Yeah, but
people work all the time.
I was still on Section 8. I still had my,
So you accepted Section 8 and government assistance before putting yourself and work ethic forward.
It became comfortable. I guess I just became
comfortability. You guys, you do not want to get comfortable with accepting a non-legacy journey. You do not want to get comfortable in the government assistance. Yes, you want to use the government assistance. You want to use them for temporary, but to stay there will leave you in poverty. It's systematic. I call it fleas in a jar. I'll tell you this story. I'm quite sure some people heard it. If not, here's a story. I've heard it before. A scientist had fleas in a jar, and he put the lid on top of the jar with the fleas inside. This jar stayed closed for a certain amount of time. Once the scientist opened the jar, the fleas never jumped out. They stayed at the limit of the rim of the jar. And when they had offsprings, their fleas never jumped out of the jar. They stayed at the limit of where the jar was. So it's called fleas in a jar. And that's what poverty is. Fleas in a jar. That's what systematic government assistance is. Fleas in a jar. Yes, it helps people. Yes, it's beneficial for some. But it can create a legacy of poverty instead of a legacy of wealth. It can create a legacy of debt, then create a legacy of wealth and money. Here I'm sitting next to my mom, who's never worked a day in her life, a regular job. She relies on government assistance. I'm her offspring. My mom is trapped, fleas in a jar. If I decided to stay in the jar, then I would not be trying to create a legacy for my children. I took the initiation to hop out the jar. I'm like my own little flea, doing my own thing, looking for a way out. So when you're alone, what gets you through the night? Is it faith? Is it family? Or is it just survival?
Faith.
Faith. And where would you say your faith lies today?
Well, that's all I have to live on right now is my faith. My knowing that with faith, it's a good thing to believe in. It's a good thing keeps you hopeful for certain things. You know.
And what are some of the things that you will say that you're hopeful for today? Because in the last episode, we heard you say you're grateful.
But I consider grateful and hopeful, to me, it's almost like the same, because
they're not.
Well, maybe to you, but to me,
it's not. I can pull up the meanings. They're not the same.
Well, that's
so
how
just
I
to
look
have
at it.
context for you guys to have context, what grateful mean? It says feeling or showing an appreciation of kindness and thankful. That's somebody being grateful. That's me opening my doors to her, allowing her to stay rent-free in my house. Of course she's going to be grateful. She can use the bathroom when she wants. She can go in and out when she wants. She can sleep very comfortably. That's someone being grateful. Me having help with my kids, my family situations, like I'm very grateful for the people that come around. Even today in studio, I'm grateful for Taylor. I'm grateful for Chris. I'm grateful for Santiago. I'm grateful for these people. But am I hopeful that we can keep this thing going? That's a different type of understanding. So grateful, like I said, it means feeling or showing an appreciation of kindness, thankful. I'm very grateful to you for all your help. Basically, that's what she said that she is. Now, hopeful, I'm going to pull up that meaning just so that we can know what that means. Feeling or inspiring optimism about a future event. I'm hopeful that this will happen for me. I'm hopeful that Faithful Fin Talk will actually reach the people that it needs to reach and touch and talk and speak to the people that it needs to talk to. I'm hopeful that God will actually let this podcast go that far. That's hopeful. That's a completely, totally different thing from being grateful. I'm optimistic about the future events of what can happen. What are you hopeful for today? If you are on government assistance.
I'm hoping that in my future, which I can never predict the future, but I'm hoping in my future that I won't be going through some of the things I'm going through today. So,
what are you going through today? Because like I said, you have a roof over your head.
That's temporarily.
You have government assistance.
I'm still homeless, remember?
Yes, yes, you are. So why aren't you looking for a job?
Like I said, today's you have to have a lot of experience with certain jobs. Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
It's not easy for a person.
Chime in, you guys. Chime in. Leave a comment, DM. Do you think
to go
that
and fill out applications?
All the old people that's working in Walmart, the people that you
probably
see
been there for
pushing
years.
the cartons and stuff, do you think that these people
have been there for years?
Could it be somebody who just don't want to switch their events in life?
No, like I said, I went out, I applied for several jobs.
Have you done it since you've been in my house?
No, I haven't been there that long. Okay, I've only been there like a month.
Have you woken up and put in a job application?
No.
Since being rent-free in my house?
No, I haven't.
Then that's not hopeful, you guys.
Well, I guess I'm not hopeful.
That's just grateful. It's a big difference, and I want you guys to be able to see what hopeful and grateful looks like. Because hopeful is me taking initiative and saying, I'm going to book a studio session to constantly do my podcast. Hopefully that in the future events that it will touch and reach the right people. Grateful is me saying, I'm grateful that you showed up today. Hopeful is saying, I'm actually hopeful that you will go out here today and make a difference with yourself. It's a big difference. So in a hopeful event, what would you want to happen for you?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't, like I said, for the future, I can't predict the future. I can only go for today, for what's happening today. So, for the future, I don't know about. I can only hope that in the future that I, continue to be a better person and to continue keeping my faith and hope and with God and to live, to have another life. To live another day. That's what I'm hoping for.
So in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10, it says, "We are God's masterpiece, even if we're broken." Do you believe that applies to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I feel that you just keep hope alive. That's my big thing on hope. You keep hope alive. You keep hope in your spirit, and you just hope to live in another day, to get through another day. Because everybody's not promised to wake up tomorrow.
Nobody's promised to wake up tomorrow. I don't think anybody disqualified from the program. We're all in this. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Not even a brand new baby that comes fresh out of the private.
Right.
Nobody's promised tomorrow. So I'm still learning to forgive you and just forgive in general. Sometimes I have to forgive you over and over and over again. How do you forgive yourself if you do?
I just forgive myself.
What does forgiveness mean to you or someone in your shoes? What does forgiveness even mean to someone like you in your shoes?
Well, I think to get over the feeling of not forgiving, you have to forgive somebody that you really don't want to forgive. God say love your enemies, even when they don't love you.
Would you consider yourself an enemy of who you are?
No. Like you said, this is spiritual warfare, so that's my enemy. I don't.
But we all deal with those spiritual warfares inside. So I could be my worst enemy. I can be my worst enemy depending on how I talk to myself, how I initiate things, how I do things. I can sabotage myself based off of the decisions that I make or what I do with my life. Do you feel like you have forgiven yourself?
In a certain sense, because a lot of times people don't give you credit even for the good things you do.
It's nobody's job to give you credit.
No, I'm talking about in general.
But this is for you. This is not a general question. This is you talking to yourself. This is not for generation. I feel like you still struggle with forgiveness. That you have not completely forgiven yourself. That you live constantly in the past, in the memories of what keeps you down.
Well, I think that's just your opinion, but
and
everybody has the right to their opinion.
Correct.
But in my opinion, to me, I have grown a lot. Because believe me, if I was still in the way I was back in the day, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now.
Well, you're only sitting here because I've opened that space for you.
Well, and I'm talking about in general, period. I wouldn't be sitting here even in the presence of anybody because I would isolate myself. I used to isolate myself a lot.
Well,
so
in understanding, just for correct context, you're homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless is isolation.
Well, I'm homeless, really not. I can't say it's by choice.
It has to be.
No, that's your opinion.
Mom, nobody else
I'm homeless
is making
because
you homeless.
I've lost a lot of things that I
Say
did
that
have.
again?
I've lost.
I've lost.
Yeah, a lot
You
of
hear
things.
that?
But it was not by
person
choice.
thing.
It was because I had bad choices. I was incarcerated to where...
Who was incarcerated?
I'm saying I was incarcerated.
Again, choices.
Okay, by putting myself in a surrounding to get incarcerated. Okay,
Again,
it wasn't by
another
choice.
Another choice.
No, it was by...
You put yourself in a position to get incarcerated.
I didn't just
that
go
was
say,
a choice.
handcuff me, put me in jail.
I don't
It
think
was just,
anybody does. I
it
don't
was
think
just
anybody
things
driving
happen.
down the street riding with no driver's license or somebody committing a crime is thinking, hey, I'm going to put myself in this bad consequence. No, consequences happen based off of what we do, by the choices that we make. We all have a choice. I have a choice to walk with God. I can say, screw you, God. I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want no parts of it. I'm with the world. World, what's up? I have a choice to walk in relationship with God. I can solely fall on religion and go from religion, but I have a choice to say, I want to walk with God, and I don't know what that looks like. So God, show me what that looked like. That's my choice. We all have a choice to do something. For a long time, my mom has struggled with denial. She struggled with the fact of the truth will actually set you free. It is a proven statement. So as I'm giving her an open platform to tell her story, I want to be real with you guys because this is real stories. And I want to be very authentic and raw with you guys. I don't sugarcoat with her. I don't play games with my mom. I tell her what it is, and I'll tell her straight up what it is. If you're lying, if you're in denial, you need to wake up and see, because we all have a choice to do. If you want to change your life, right now you have the opportunity. You're living with somebody rent-free. You don't have to pay a bill. Why aren't you getting up to do something to put yourself in a better situation each day and every day?
Well, I do. I mean, a lot of times you probably don't see it, but I do. Every day I get up. I don't just not forget what's happening. I you know, like I say, I do it in my perspective, my space, my time. I don't, you know, I'm not the type of person like to rush things or try to, you know, so.
And that's why I love having her here right now. Is because I want us to understand that we do things in our own perspective. We all do. But having the right correction of perspective is somebody saying, hey, you've been doing it wrong for this long. And maybe with the right guidance and the right help, you can do it a better way. You can do it a different way. From your perspective, if you have been constantly pulling yourself down, talking negative into yourself, beating yourself up, and this is all coming from your perspective, what makes you think that you're going to be hopeful for tomorrow? Your perspective is already flawed. That's why walking with God is so important to me. That's why creating FaithfulFin Talk is so important to me, because my thoughts are not God's thoughts. My thoughts will actually screw me over. But God's words is so powerful that it lets me understand that I actually have an inheritance that I come from, and I'm a masterpiece. But on the perspective, if I had this perspective that my mom come from nothing, I come from nothing, and if I went off my own perspective, then I will have nothing. So yes, we do all have our own perspective. But our perspective could leave us in poverty. It can leave us struggling with addiction. It can leave us fighting family. It can leave us not being hopeful. So I like to see it from God's perspective. God, what did you say about me? Did you say that hands make work worth it? Do you say that a man who sleeps and slumbers in the bed brings nothing but poverty? Yeah. So that's God's perspective. And my perspective and God's perspective is completely, totally different. So like I said earlier, I have plenty of reasons to be angry and upset with you. I can be mad and angry just for your perspective. Just for the choices that you make. But that's not what it is. So I really want to understand, what do you want for your grandchildren? And let's just talk grandchildren for a while, because you didn't help me raise my kids. I don't think you ever even watched my kids. Your sons also have kids. So as a grandmother and an opportunity to change your perspective in your life today, what do you want your grandkids to know?
I just want them to know they can have better choices in life, you know. they don't have to always be a follower. You know, they can always lead their own way. Just be better people. You know, I can only pray for them. You know, I wish that I had a better relationship with my grandkids. I wish that I had a better opportunity to show them, well, you know, grandma's not all that bad, or I'm not all that what they say, you know, but, you know, I can only pray to God to put us into a better relationship than we are right now, you know. So I hope for the best for them. I only wish for the best for them. I only keep my prayers for the best for all kids, not just my grandkids, but just for all young kids that's going through a situation where they're, you know, fighting a battle with so-called demons or so-called bad situations. So, you know, I just hope for the best, you know, that they make
a lot of hope this episode.
I just want them to make better choices in life, even going through the task of going through high school or going through elementary, going through to get to college or going through whatever they're going to go through, that they will make the right choice for themselves.
Okay.
No.
So you can't save someone who doesn't want help.
No.
But you can love them without losing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Some days, grace is just letting someone sleep in your house, even if you're scared. Celebrating the little wins. One day, clean is a miracle. One day, not. Don't ignore your own pain. Therapy and prayer both matters. Faith is not a fairy tale. Sometimes it's holding on by a thread. And that thread sometimes can be so small that you're trying to find it in a needle in a haystack. But if you're struggling with addiction or love someone there is help. Call the SAMHSA National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. It's free, it's confidential, and it's 24/7. You can visit samhsa.gov/find help/national helpline for more information. God, we're messy, we're hurting, but you promise that nothing is wasted. Not our pain, not our past, not even our worst day. Cover every parent, every child, every family in this fight. Give us strength to keep showing up. Remind us, even in our lowest moments, that you are still with us. Amen. Okay? So if this conversation has blessed you, because yes, we're talking to my mom, and I'll bring her back, but I don't want to overwhelm her with questions and beat her down of her perspective, because y'all, I really want to. But I'm not going to do such because it's a very sensitive topic and subject, not just for me, but for her as well. Anybody fighting any type of demon, whatever it looks like, it's not the easiest thing. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Not everybody go through facilities can get the cure and change that's needed. So shout out to the ones that is stepping forward and making moves and hopeful that they will be a better person for them tomorrow. If God give you the opportunity to wake up tomorrow, could you do better than you did yesterday? That's all you have to do, is put one foot in front of the other. So, you guys, I'd like to hear from you. Share with us your comments, DM us, subscribe to Faithful Fin Talk, join the community. Follow and connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and our website. Podcast is FaithfulFinTalk.com. You can join the newsletter and drop a testimony or DM us your story. You are a part of this family. We are growing, we are building, so let's keep building a legacy together. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for growing with me. And until next time, you guys, this is Faithful Fin Talk, real stories, real scripture, real growth. Bye.
Breaking the chain, feeling the game.